So Kamila found these cheap flights from Europe through Chengdu in China, where I am now, back to Australia. But I've got mixed feelings about this Chinese part. It's a bit of a story. So it started off in Rome. Boarding process took 40 minutes. It was very confusing for them when I said I didn't need a visa because I had citizenship, and then they ended up wanting me to travel on the New Zealand passport instead of the Dutch one. Sure, fine. And then at the end of it, I'm like, well, what about my wheelchair? You're going to put a baggage tag on it? And then they put a baggage tag on, but checked it all the way through to Melbourne. But I've got a 20-hour stop in Chengdu, so I'm like, well, I need my wheelchair. I don't want to have, I don't want to be stuck in a airport one that whole time. The check-in bag, which I bought yesterday, and just got the stuff I don't really need, like the underchair, wheelchair thing, and so that will be taken on board. This as well, it's like, consumable stuff. And I don't know, guess that's it. So this is the overflow bag I bought today. So we've got the seat inside, the pads that we bought today, the freewheel, the hand drive kit, the clothes that I don't think I'll need, most of them, and my underseat wheelchair bag, which has got my normal toiletries bag because I've got enough over here, and it's got a whole bunch of pads that we bought, like those ones, and a couple of catheters and bits and pieces that I think I won't need. So that's actually quite heavy, and I'll pick it up in Melbourne. In the end, after thinking about it for quite a long time, the whole process took 40 minutes. They put a tag on it. It's still on there now, checking it through to Melbourne, but said they would try and put it on board, and they managed to do that on the Airbus A330. So it was great. And actually, when I transferred out of the seat, I was in the front where there'd normally be an exit row, but there wasn't. But I was at the front just with the bulkhead in front of me and no one beside me, which is good because I actually did a couple of sneaky catheters during the flight. So I transferred over the armrests, which wouldn't go up. That was the annoying thing about that. They were solid, the tables inside. And straight into my wheelchair because it got a little bit down the aisle. I couldn't go any further, but to the first seat it was good enough. So I'm not sure if they had a wheelchair and they just thought that'd be easier, or that was my only option, but I managed.
From Rome, we flew down the Italian coast past Napoli and past the Boot to Greece.
Looking north over Greece. Snowbeer.com.cn. Probably tastes more like snow than beer, but not bad.
Some glimpses of Turkey, a mountainous country, but sunset was on the Caucasus and covered in cloud.
So I arrived at 5:30 in the morning. We touched down on time. I was in the airport for over 6 hours. It was partly my fault. I was tired and I made a mistake. Like ex-Alps, I should have learned that you never take directions from locals. I had all these Chinese people around me and they don't speak very good English, but better than my Chinese. But basically, with the visa, they said you have to have a hotel booked, and I didn't, but Kamila booked one for me, which is great. But I only got internet after because you need to get a little a token from a machine for a password. But they ended up leading me through the security, which was intense. I was the very last in the queue, so the whole plane went through before me, and then they had 10 people concentrating on doing my security checks of the wheelchair and everything. It took quite a while, but I didn't realise that was actually taking me to international transfers, and I should have gone to the exit, and I had to organise the visa with the airline, and that was the biggest drama. So up here where I came in, I recognised it when I saw it from the other side because I tried to exit that way, I couldn't get out. So I talked to the Chinese immigration people, and they weren't very helpful. They directed me to someone else and then back again and blah, blah, blah. And basically they said they couldn't do it and I'd have to stay in the airport. I'm like, what? It's 20 hours. And it's also it's a bit of a health risk. To be sitting down for 40 hours or so, I've actually got a small skin issue again, the same place I had it before, which is the first time in over a year. So that's really annoying. I put a Band-Aid on it and I shouldn't be sitting down now, I suppose. Sorry? Yeah, Australia. Yeah. Okay. yeah, so in the end, they led me through the airport, like back the other way. Like, I guess that's why they didn't want to do it, because it's a bit complicated to go the other way. So many people hanging around me, like so many man hours or woman hours used with this drama. And they said they were giving this visa to me for humanitarian reasons, as in like they didn't have to, and they like had to put it on a translate thing. And I was like, okay, whatever. So finally, I got into Chengdu on the metro, because they said, oh, actually, they said I had to book a hotel, and I showed them my booking, like the other Sichuan Airlines staff sent it to them like through their WhatsApp or whatever, and they said, no, no, that's in Chengdu. You got to go to a closer hotel. So I had to book another hotel that was closer. I made sure I could cancel it, and I cancelled it as soon as I left the immigration. And they were going to get me to pick me up with a car. I said, no, no, I'm going to take the metro and go to town. So I did that. I was pretty tired though, pretty wrecked. Finally, I got a few hours sleep at the backpackers that Kamila organised, and that was quite good. And then I was sort of a bit worried about getting a bit too late. Like the guy who was helping me, one of the Sichuan Airlines guys, said I should arrive at the airport at 9 p.m, which is almost 5 hours before the flight. Ridiculous. But I probably pushed it a little bit too far the other way, and I only was like 10 or 15 minutes early for the very last express train in at 11 p.m. And the guy's saying I got to get ready soon, so I better finish this and go to the toilet. Anyway, I had a bit of an explore around Chengdu, and yeah, I don't know. So one of the things I did, I went to the monastery that Kamila recommended, a sort of mini itinerary for me, and then I just pushed all the way through to the People's Park, because the metro was so slow. They had like quite a long set of stairs, and one of those really slow lifts that go above the stairs. I'm tempted to take the stairs on the way down. It's pretty slow. Like manually operated ones. So I thought I'm not coming back in there. And yeah, it was pretty good going from there. Just a couple of stops to where the hostel was. And then after I had my little snooze at the hostel, I went out for a feed. And because I'd had one feed before, like on one of the small streets, and I just had what someone else was having, and I'm not sure what the meat was, but I think it was something liver and something maybe seafoodish. So I'm not sure. There's two different types. And yeah, so when I exited the hotel looking for a feed, some Chinese woman asked if I needed any help, and she ended up walking me to a restaurant where I got a feed for 14 yuan, so about $3 Australian, and it was good. Noodles and a soupy sort of thing, pretty basic but straightforward. I managed to eat almost the whole thing, and then I was trying to scoop out some of the mince at the end, and managed to pour it on my lap, only a little bit. And it smells better than some other stuff I spill, I guess. So then back to the airport was awesome. I raced through the different metros. Like on the third change, I was on the express train, and it was really fast. And then getting through here was really straightforward, and it's interesting to recognise where I was after all the dramas of this morning. So yeah, would I do it again? Well, yeah, but I'd probably make sure I didn't walk through the other way. And they did say that you're supposed to get the airline to organise the visa for you at check-in. And yeah, my brother, I was talking to him, and he says, yeah, that's nonsense. It probably is. It's a bit annoying. Like, yeah, they could make it a lot easier. Anyway, I don't know if I'll ever edit this, because I made a lot of other videos about this, and it's probably all rubbish. So I was hoping this would be better sound quality, and just dub some stuff over the top. But better go get ready for the flights. Another one, almost the same length as last time, so around 10.5 hours to Melbourne. And then I paid, because this ticket was only $99 Australian, but it was about $400 in taxes, a bit over, so just over $500. But the flight from Melbourne to the Gold Coast is, yeah, I think it was $100 as well. And if I can get Trans-Tasman tickets for less than what I did from Europe to Australia to Brisbane, I'll be doing well. All right, better go get ready.
So the flight's going well, and I used the aisle wheelchair to get to the toilet for the first time.